This video is for lesson 7, which deals with macros. We will not be using our textbook for lesson 7. The textbook makes macros very complicated and hard to follow. They do a lot of computer programming coding within this chapter that is very unnecessary for what we need to learn about macros. So I have created my own 2 activities. They're very simplified. I feel that they're easy to follow and understand, and they're more in line with what you exactly need to know for macros, not only for your certification test, but really in real life as well. I've never used macros for more than these simplistic examples that I'm about to show you. So I have 2 Word files in your home drive. I'm going to show you where they're located. And these are the directions which you'll follow for the 2 activities. Now, I would suggest if you have a printer, I know not everybody does. I don't even have one at home, to be honest with you. But if you do have a printer, print these 2 documents out so you have a hard copy in front of you. If you don't, you might want to open it up on your phone, if you have an iPad, another laptop or something like that, just so you have the directions in front of you. If that's not an option, take a few minutes, open the document up, and just jot down the directions. They're really not that long or complicated, but I'll show you where those are located. If you go down to your Windows taskbar and click on your File Explorer, we're going to navigate the same way we do for our practice activities in our book. We're going to go to our home drive, Word Part 3. And in this Word Part 3, I created another folder that's titled Macros. And within this folder, there's 2 Word documents, Macro Practice number 1 and Macro Practice number 2. Now, I'll show you what that looks like on screen. This is entitled Header and Footer Macro, and it walks you through step by step on how to create a macro. And I'll explain what a macro is in just a second. So it's only 22 steps. It sounds like a lot. It's really not. It goes by very quickly. Very simple process. All right, so again, if you have the option of printing these 2 documents out, please do. If you can open it on another device so you can work, on screen on your computer, and then have that on another screen, that works. Or if not, neither of those options, jot down these steps really quick so you have a hard copy in front of you. I'm going to be opening this up on my phone, so I have that available to me, and I'll walk you through step by step on screen so you can see what I'm doing. All right. Let me open that up on my phone. Again, this is a header and footer macro. So number 1 says to open a new blank document. And I'll explain what a macro is as I'm doing that. So a macro, in its simplest terms, is just a recording of a series of steps. So if I had, let's say I was formatting a document, and I format my work documents the same every single time I create a document for my job. I have a specific header, a specific footer that I use, a specific font and typeface, size, all that. I can make one document, record the steps that I'm performing. Maybe there's 25 steps. Record all of those steps, and then when I want to create another document down the line, I have that macro available, so I can just do maybe 2 clicks of a mouse or 1 keyboard shortcut, and it will perform all 20, 25 of those steps just like that, very quickly. So it takes a very long process, and it shortens it just into a few mouse clicks or a keyboard shortcut. All right, so we'll see how that works here. So I have my new blank document open, and number 2 says to insert random text. And you do that just by this simple code, equals RAND, opening parentheses, then the number of lines per paragraph that you want. So I want, let's say, 10 lines per paragraph, a comma, and then how many paragraphs you want generated. I'm going to have 10 for that too. Closing parentheses. So equal RAND, open parentheses, the number 10, comma, the number 10, closing parentheses. Hit enter. Look at that. It generates random text for me so I can work on an example document. I'm going to go up to my developer tab on my ribbon, and in my code command group, here I have the option to record a macro. This is going to open the record macro dialog box. I want to name my macro. We're going to name this header footer. You cannot have any spaces within the macro name. So header footer, no space. Then you're going to skip down to the bottom, store macro in. You have two options here. All documents, which is called the normal template, or just this one particular document. So if I want to use this, be able to perform this macro in all future Word documents that I create or open up, way down the line, I can have this macro available to me if I use the normal template. If I want to just be able to run this macro in this particular document that I have open, then I would want the document option. I'm going to use it for all future documents, so I want to select normal. You can write a description on what your macro does in this field. It is not mandatory to create it, but you can go ahead and write a description. And then I'm going to choose a keyboard shortcut to run my macro. So I'm going to click on my keyboard button. You want to put your cursor in the field press new shortcut key. And we have to see what keyboard shortcut is available for us to use. So one common keyboard shortcut that we know is already used for a specific task is Control and C. So if I type that in here, Control and the letter C, you can see here underneath the current keys field it says currently assigned to edit copy. So we know that that is the keyboard shortcut for copy. So we cannot assign that to run our macro because it's already taken. So in our directions, I tell you to use Alt and the letter S. So you're going to hold down your Alt key, make sure you're clicked into this field, hold down your Alt key, click on your letter S, so you get Alt plus S, and it says currently assigned to unassigned. So that keyboard shortcut is available for us to use for this macro. So with that input there, we're going to assign this keyboard shortcut, and then you want to verify that it comes up in the current keys field, which it does. Now, the second that I click on my close button, Word is going to start recording every step that I take in this document. When I say every step, I mean every step. If I click on that bold icon, it's going to record it. If I backspace, it's going to record it. So you have to be very aware of what you're choosing here. So I hit close and take a look at my cursor. It's an arrow with a little cassette tape. I know it looks sad. Don't know why they made it a sad face, but that cassette tape lets you know that you are currently recording a macro. So our first step that we're going to choose here, let me scroll down in my directions. We're going to scroll up to the first page and we want to double click in our header area to activate it. So we're going to create a header and a footer for this macro as per the title, header footer macro. We're going to make sure we're clicked in here. We're going to go up to our home tab. In our font group, we're going to choose bold, italics, and underline. And we're also going to change our font size to 12. Then we're going to begin typing our header. So this is going to be our first and last name. We're going to press our tab key and type bar PC training. Tab again. we're going to go up to the Header and Footer Tools Design Contextual tab. And from the Insert group, we're going to choose Date and Time. It allows you to choose which format you want to use. We're going to choose the first one and click OK. It goes ahead and inserts that date for us. On our ribbon, we're going to close our header and footer. I know I'm jumping to the footer in just a second, but it's important when you're working in your macros to close one and open up another one. So I'm going to scroll to the bottom now and double click into my footer area. Then I'm going to go up to my Insert tab, my Header and Footer command group, and select the page number drop down. We're going to choose bottom of page, and the style we're going to use is plain number 2. Okay, so it puts the numbering in for me. Again, I want to close my header and footer. Now, I'm done recording my macro. I have to indicate that I'm done recording, and there's 2 ways to do this. Down on my status bar, here we have a stop button. You can see when I hover over it, a macro is currently recording, click to stop recording. That's one way. Or I can go back up to my Developer tab in my Code Command group and select Stop Recording from here. So either one of those options to stop. You can see my cursor is back to normal. And we're going to test this macro out now. I'm going to open up a new blank document, File, New, Blank Document. And you're going to try to run your macro now. So what was our keyboard shortcut? It was Alt and the letter S. I'm going to try it out this way first. Hold down Alt, click the letter S. Let me scroll back. I have my header. Scroll to the bottom. I have my page numbering as well. So it automatically created all of that just by clicking Alt and the letter S. Keyboard shortcut. So this macro was just a few, very few steps. Didn't really take that much time to perform anyway, but we shorten it down to just 2 keystrokes, Alt and the letter S. And now every document that I need to format like this will be ready to go. Now obviously it's much more beneficial when you have a very complex macro, but easy to learn when you have just a few simple steps. I'm going to show you the other way to run your macro. I'm going to create another blank document. So that was using the keyboard shortcut. Now, you might create a lot of macros. It'll be hard to remember what each keyboard shortcut is, right? So you can actually go up to the Developer tab in the Code Command group, and here you have a Macros button. This will list all of the macros that are available to you. So you can see our header and footer macro is available here. You just select it and click Run. I get my header, get my footer. Now, if you go through this and it doesn't work out the first time, don't worry. A lot of people don't get it the first time. Macros can be a little touch and go. So just don't get discouraged. Just try it out again. It's only, 20, 22 steps. Not that big of a deal. You have plenty of time to work on this one and the next activity that I'll show you in a second. The only thing I'm going to tell you, if it doesn't work out the first time around, you have to delete it in order to try it again. So let me show you how to do that. Same place I was just in, Developer tab, Code Command group. You go back into Macros, select it from your list here, and then you can click Delete. Do you want to delete macro, header, footer, and select Yes. So if it doesn't run correctly the first time around, make sure you delete it before trying again. All right, and the next video, I'll be showing you the second macro example in that folder.